I'm resident of Colorado for YouTube. Jules Sains. That is my buddy Gordon Dymowski. That's my buddy Patrick McCray. We're here to review QED episode 3, Infernal Device. So uh, QED he makes a tea to be able to pour tea by bicycle, but it's also going to be used to detonate a bomb and kill people. At least that's what.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. The first scene, the teaser, is Phipps on a bicycle, and QED, played by Sam Waterston, is demonstrating a radio-controlled automated process for making tea. So he flips one switch, the tea is poured. The cup moves, the tea flips another switch, lemon is dunked in. So he's demonstrating to Phipps, and by way of introducing the audience, the fact that he's developed remote control. So he's basically cosplay Nikola Tesla.
Yeah. And there's going to be this villain who kidnaps the lovely young lady who's always around him, and the elderly gentleman who's pedaling the bicycle. There's some fisticuffs. This dude who's helping the heels gets a black eye, but they make it look good. I love how the reporter is suspicious as all hell, and he should be. I think this is one of his best episodes, the reporter, because it felt like there was really not much use for him in the first 2 episodes. This episode, I love him to death, because he's just being a contentious pain in the ass to the heel. Which I love.
Yeah, and I also think too that in this episode, it actually takes some draws from some history. So the heel, as Joel says, is kind of a British part of the British upper class. He's played by Ian Ogilvy, he's best known for playing the Saint in the 70s, as well as a variety of other roles. And so he's one he portrays himself as running a soup kitchen. And in England at the Victorian, early Edwardian era, if you were poor, you were scum. Like, that's how bad class separation was. It wasn't like, as much as there are class issues now, there it was very extreme because it drove everything. And Ian Ogilvy's character is also allied with basically Bolsheviks, communists from Russia. And at that time, not only was there a perceived perception of communists being evil, but there's also a Red Scare in America around this time as well, because it was, without going into getting too historical, you not only had communists who had actually overthrown an empire at that time. They overthrew the Russian Tsar, but you also had anarchists who basically were like, we're not about throwing over. The understanding at the time was, we're not just about overthrowing people for building something new. We just want to just get the old out of the way, bombs and stuff. So like, in the 70s, when Johnny Rotten sang "I Am an Antichrist," that would be like getting in the 50s singing "I Am a Communist." It's just, you did not do that. So there's this nice mix of, and it's stuff they probably could have pulled out of an encyclopedia, but I like that it gave it a little bit more of a texture to it.
Now, you're talking about a first Red Scare, not the 1950s Red Scare. Obviously.
Correct. The first Red Scare is like in the 1910s.
Okay.
And this is all pre-World War II, so.
No, but is it pre-Revolution?
World War I. I think the Revolution might have been around, I think it was around 1910, 1911, so I think it was in reaction
to building.
Right.
Okay.
So guys, pretty cool, clever plot in this episode. They're plotting to blow up a building, the communists, that is. they're going to involve QED. Basically, they're going to frame him for it all. But he finds a way out of this thing, which is really cool. I do like all they're standing there and they're having a private conversation. He's like, "Are you?" The heel's like, "Are you armed?" And QED's like, "No, I'm not armed." He goes, "Well, I am." It's like, no shit. And the reporter's watching all this, like he's spying on their ass. What you guys think of the plot of this episode?
It's strong. It's very dark compared to the last episode. And I think putting these two together was intentional so that they could show the range of where the show could go in either direction. Because in 3 episodes now, you see the overall kind of philosophical concept of the show in the first episode. You see how they can handle comedy in the second episode. And now you see how they handle very grim, historically accurate drama in this episode. And so I think that's a really admirable range.
And I think since this was a British co-production, I mean, most British shows are usually packaged in either 6 or 12 to 13 episodes at the time. And I think what this allows them to do is since most American shows at the time were like 22 to 26 episodes. So you have to focus on doing the best episode for that slot. So I think there's a little bit more of it's quality control. So you can have the first 2 episodes set up the tone, and then this is kind of the darker episode. But it also means that like your all your episodes have to be, or either you don't get a lot of just plain filler episodes. You get really good episodes, and then you get kind of fair to middling.
What are the plots to the next 2 episodes? I know one is a haunting episode. I think that may be the next one.
Let me look. Okay, number 4 is The 410 to Zurich, and number 5 is To Catch a Ghost.
So I know that, and then that's it. That's all the episodes. There are 5.
No, there's 6.
6? Okay.
Number 6 is The Limehouse Connection.
Oh yeah. I know that deals with a lot of poverty.
Yeah, because somewhere we'll find it. The Limehouse Connection, The Lovers, The Dreamers, and Us.
Me. Yeah, and you and Jewel as well. Jewel, would you consider yourself to be more a lover, a dreamer, or me?
I'm a biter. Anyway.
You're a biter?
I'm a biter. Anyway, no.
I have no idea what that means. So, folks, if you've just tuned in,
call my lawyer.
No, I have no idea. No idea. It's Jules' fault.
I'm kidding. This episode was a lot of fun. I do like all the little espionage stuff going on. The cool little technology. But my favorite thing here is, you get a little more character development with a character they haven't really been. I mean, he's there, but they haven't really been using the reporter too well. But here they use him pretty well, which was nice because in the previous episode, the guy who's usually next to QED, the elder man, he was the mechanic in the race, which was funny. He jumps out of the car. But here he gets captured. You don't just have one damsel in distress. In a sense, you have 2.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there by calling Phipps a damsel, because what he's supposed to be is a gentleman's gentleman. He is a butler, and it's very clear from this. We get a little peek into like his background because he's, at the soup kitchen. There's the old lady who is like snarking at the rich guys, like, "Oh yeah, we don't need their charity." And Phipps is like grabs like a half loaf of bread and sneaks there and says like, "You go ahead and take it. I won't tell." But there's a certain he's willing to stand up to QED, and I think the whole. I mean, it's easy to see that role as like just another sidekick. Like there's the girl and the reporter.
Yeah, he's not that at all.
Mm-hmm.
That and Phipps. I was Deverell's going to be my favorite character. Phipps is certainly my second favorite. The other two, but they're blonde. Phipps is great, and I think had the show gone on, they would have turned every convention that you would guess about that character on its ear.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he's fantastically wealthy. I mean, there's all sorts of things that could be the case with him. I think it would be great if we found out that he actually did have a college degree. Somehow he had, scholarshiped his way through university or whatever, saved a rich man's life or something like that. And so there would be this one dimension of something that Deverell would be absolutely at sea with, the way that Holmes was with astronomy, and that would be where Phipps would start stepping in with his, it could be Italian sculptures, and it doesn't matter, but with this great wealth of knowledge, I think anything like that would be a lot of fun.
Well, I think Phipps does that because he's the down to earth guy. He's like, as Devereaux's making the tea, he's like, do we really need to do all that? Why can't we just make the tea? And at the end, what does he do? He makes the tea and pretends to be a gorilla.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. But haven't we all at times?
Something. So you guys have anything to add before we go?
No, I mean, it's just a very solid episode. It shows the range of it. I'll tell you honestly, I know it's going to sound really weird, but in the early 1980s, in television, believe it or not, unless you were dealing with some, right-wing nightmare of a show or something like that, seeing a communist portrayed as a villain, not that frequent. Not that frequent. And it could be that it was considered passé. It could be that it was politically incorrect, even though we didn't have that phrase back then.
Yeah, I think maybe around, excuse me, I think part of the issue might have been simply because there were, excuse me a second, let me carry on. Got a frog in my throat.
Yeah. So you had White Knights with Baryshnikov.
Right.
And okay, I'm done. Just trying to fill up the time. Gregory Hines.
Yeah, and I think also too with television, it was meant to be a little bit more escapist. So, dealing with communists in the early part of the 20th century, a lot different than communists in the 80s.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, and it was pre-Gorbachev.
Mm-hmm.
So there was not that impetus to do something positive.
Yeah. Tomorrow, guys. Well, tomorrow morning, I'm going to give my opening for a Dark Shadow. An opening for a Dark Shadows series. What
does that mean?
An opening, like how it should start.
Oh, so this is your Dark Shadows.
Yes.
Can you give us a preview? Can you sneak a little bit?
Does it involve punching bears in the face?
No, it involves. Okay, you're on there's a man standing on the deck of a boat, and the boat's going towards Collinsport. You see the big house from the sea. You see the village of Collinsport in modern day, and the man is about mid-20s, close 25, 26 years old. And though he's a present day man, he sees the present day stuff. There's a captain who's obviously taken him to Collinsport, and he says, what are you going to Collinsport for? And he doesn't hear him. And he keeps flashing back to the past where you see old-fashioned sailboats. And then he flashes to where he is now. And he keeps getting closer. He said, did you hear me? No. He then sees back in the past where he sees a giant squid tentacle come up and grab one of the boats and pull them down. what you're basically seeing is the reincarnation of Isaac Collins.
He had tentacles?
No.
No,
Isaac,
he worshipped Cthulhu. That's where I think where
Isaac Collins.
I know. He was the guy on the boat.
Yeah, he's the guy on the boat, and his ships. Remember, he's the guy who founded Collinsport.
Yeah.
Well, he had to battle certain things to find it. One of the things he battles is a giant squid.
I love that. I love that. I really do. 100%. Yes.
So that's how I would open Dark Shadows, with this mystery. No one knows who he is.
I love it.
And once he flashes back to the present where he's standing, they reach Doc. He goes, "Didn't you hear one word I say?" He turns to me. He's like, "What did you say to me?" I said, "Why are you coming to Collinsport?" And he said, "I'm not quite sure." And he has a sea bag and everything, but he doesn't know why he's here.
His name wouldn't be traveling under the name Jonas Grumby, would he?
No.
And for you watching, the reason Jonas Grumby was the skipper's real name on Gilligan's Island.
It's Isaac Grumby, Jonas's ancestor.
Like that.
So did Isaac Grumby fight a giant squid?
Barehanded. Where he got the bear's hands, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, they must really love calamari in Collinsport, don't they?
They had calamari for years in the ice house. Yeah.
And then you'll hear the rest of what it's going to be when I do it tomorrow. But
I think he should have an Asian sort of mystical power, like Patofi did, or like Stokes had, but instead of the enchanted I Ching ones, it's a magic wand from that he got in battle from a General Hitachi. Talk about him using the Hitachi magic wand and see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It just occurred to me.
Or maybe like in Collinwood, there's like a pool hall, and there's an 8-ball that when you shake it, it tells you your future and answers your questions.
That'd be good. Where are the other pool balls the same size as the 8-ball?
Yeah.
The pool table you'd be like the Incredible Shrinking Man.
Well, here's one for you. When at the pool table at the Blue Whale, do they play strictly 8-ball? Do they play 9-ball? What do they play? I've seen
foosball.
So I'm sure we've all played pool before. But yeah, this has been a fun discussion.
I played billiards with the red balls and the green ball.
I could send you Halloween 6, the theatrical version, Patrick.
Okay, now what about the producer's cut?
Don't know if it'll. We'll see. I only own it on Amazon. I don't know if it'll let me send that to you.
Well, I'll see. What time are you and Vicky meeting?
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
All right, I'll see if I can crash it.
Okay. I'll send you a link. Gordon, would you like to join us too?
I think I'll pass. I'm not really a Halloween 6 guy, especially if there are no scenes of like Paul Rudd punching bears.
No, but in the
giant squids.
But in the theatrical version, he takes a lead pipe to Michael Myers' face.
Yeah, but does he take the lead pipe to a bear's face?
No, he does not. That would be
Paul Rudd with lead pipe in the 6th movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
that's my answer.
Yes, I'll send you the theatrical version. But you guys have a good night. Link to Gordon Dymowski's Amazon page and website is going to be in the description box. Link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Daybook Unbound is going to be in the description box. Go check it out if you haven't already. Go pick it up if you haven't already. You guys have a safe night. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.